Hey guys, I've been trying to find my passion other than my love for biology. So I have decided to become a poet again. Here is one of my recent poems. I love my food, I love my clothes, I love my pet cat Sheldon, but the thing I love the most is my axial skeleton. Now, you might be wondering what an axial skeleton is, apart from the fact that my poem is so good. Well, let's check out what an axial skeleton is. The human body is supported and held upright by employing a framework of 206 bones that together form the skeleton. The skeleton is divided into the axial skeleton having 80 bones that comprise the bones of the skull, the vertebral column, the ribs and sternum, and the appendicular skeleton as 126 bones comprising the bones of the shoulders, pelvis, and the attached limbs. The human skull consists of the cranium or the brain box, which is formed of 8 fused cranial bones. The immovable joints between the bones of the skull are called sutures. These fused cranial bones are the frontal, ethmoid, sphenoid, temporals, parietals, and occipital bone. Facial bones present are 14 in number. Thus, the skull is composed of 22 bones in all. The occipital bone at the base of the skull forms a complex joint with the first vertebra of the neck known as the atlas, permitting rotation and bending of the head. The vertebral column, ribs, and sternum form the skeleton of the trunk. The vertebral column, when viewed from the side, shows 4 curves. A typical vertebra consists of a body, a vertebral arch, and 7 processes. The first 2 cervical vertebrae, namely the atlas and the axis, differ from the other vertebrae. The atlas vertebra, when viewed from above, looks like a ring of bones and lacks the vertebral body and spinous processes. It supports the head. The axis has a body and a peg-like process called dens, which projects through the ring of the atlas. The dens form a pivot on which the atlas and the head can rotate, allowing a side-to-side rotation of the head. To summarize, the human body is supported and held upright using a framework of 206 bones. The skeleton is divided into the axial skeleton and the appendicular skeleton. The axial skeleton has 80 bones and the appendicular skeleton has 126 bones. The immovable joints between the bones of the skull are called sutures. A typical vertebra consists of a body, a vertical arch, and 7 processes. If you ever feel down and are not happy, one thing you should remember is that your skull is always smiling.